Folks, I am talking with one of my favorite people. In fact, this is Kim and Kim. Kim is Cook is the last name.
Yes, Cook.
Kim Cook. I'll tell you what, folks. The reason why I'm so excited about her is she's one of our earliest adopters of Instant IP, and she reached out to us. Was it how long do you think ago? Was
It's been a couple years since, well, as soon as I heard what you were
yeah,
doing, I was like, that's something I need to
that's
get
so cool.
involved in for sure.
Yeah, so Amy is we published Amy Jamrog and that's your partner, and Amy's fantastic with her book, and that was our connection. But yeah, you found out about this IP protection, and I'm so glad you're the perfect client because look, we love big companies. We love companies that are crushing it, that want to protect their IP, but also I love startups, and you had this idea. Why don't we talk about this no flip clip and how you came up with this idea, what it's about, and then why Instant IP made a ton of sense. So, when did you even think about this?
So about 5 years ago, we built our own house, put up a flag, and basically right out of the gate, it started getting tangled. And
Yes.
so I went to the hardware store. I did Google searches to try and see what could I do to have this problem go away. And I
Yes.
didn't find anything that worked.
Which,
So
by the way, Kim, this is the classic entrepreneur who says,
that's
"I
it. Find a
I have a
problem,
problem." Yes.
find a solution.
Okay. I love
Exactly.
it. I love
And
it. So,
so,
yeah.
I started doing my own thing. I tried magnets. I was out there with my leaf blower trying to blow it and see if I could tangle
Wow.
it.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
I hopefully nobody was watching because they wouldn't know what I was up to.
Right.
But pretty quickly I realized I couldn't figure out all the pieces by myself.
Yeah.
And so I worked with actually an invention company. And the cool thing about that was they did a very extensive patent and usage research project. And they basically came back and said, hey, this thing doesn't exist. I
Wow.
think we have something here. So that really gave me a little boost to say, okay, let's keep going. And I
And
went to
can I ask you a question?
these.
And if you don't wanna tell me the answer, that's okay, but when you contacted that company, can you tell us, like, what you paid that for that search and that, to work
So so it's a little like you pay
comp
for a little bit, then you
Yeah,
keep going and it,
gotcha. So they get you
so
in.
I think overall from the I did the patent search was probably, I bet $5,000.
Wow.
Then the next phase was them getting it to a concept on paper that was ready to go out and offer to big companies. And through it was a long process, but I bet it was another $10,000. So
Oh my gosh.
$15,000 to get, well, one, to prove it didn't exist, which
Yes.
was huge.
Yeah.
But then two, to get a lot, like I would say I got about 75% of what I have today.
Interesting. So it was
And
worth it. It gave you the confidence to be like, "You know what? I'm gonna pursue this before I just, go out and create something." So I get you, I get you.
that's right. But then that's why I always had in my head, um, this is a unique product.
Right.
And so I didn't know about you. I don't know if you even sort of existed in your instant IP
Yeah.
at my exact moment when I
Right.
started. So I did a little research and knew I could file for sort of that patent pending, which
Right.
was a $500. I could figure out the paperwork myself kind of thing.
Okay.
So, um,
So you got a patent pending, and that felt
which
like
is only it's a 1 year, you have a 1 year time limit.
yep,
So, so after that, then you're kind of back to,
yeah,
zero.
yep.
Um,
But then you shot me an email, and you're like, "Hey, I got this thing, and would this be good for instant IP?" And
exactly.
I think we hopped on the phone, and I said, "Look, I said, look, Kim, this is not a patent, but what it does do is it gives you an immutable timestamp in a
Yes.
smart contract that nobody can ever change, not even you. And it basically is a line in the sand where if anyone else comes to you, by the way, Kim, I found this out. What you filed with Instant IP is what's considered in the patent world prior art. So
Ooh,
this is new information for you, probably. I didn't.
okay.
So again, this show is not legal advice, everybody. I'm not a lawyer. I got to use that disclaimer. But again, when we dove, Katie and I, into this book, You Are an IP Company, and in all my research, I found a lot of research. And there's a term in the patent world called prior art. And just
Okay.
like Kim did a search, what the beauty of Instant IP is it counts as a prior art claim. So that if somebody else comes by and says, oh, we saw one of our things, and we're going to show a picture of it in a moment, but we saw one of our no flip clip, we're going to file a patent. What Kim can do is basically say, aha, I have prior art on that. And here's the smart contract, and here's the timestamp, and there you go. And what it does is it invalidates their patent.
Excellent.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, but yeah, that's a new phrase for me. So thank you for
Yeah,
sharing.
so Google that later, but that's very, I'm learning a lot about intellectual property, but I love what you're saying. So you basically protected it with Instant IP. By the way, today it's so much easier than it was 2 years ago. I think 2 years ago it might have taken a day or a couple days. Literally today it takes 1 minute.
Wow.
It takes a minute. We've invested a lot of time and money in the technology. But what it does now, Kim, too, and this is all new for you, just like there's a TM and an R in the USPTO, United States Patent Trademark Office, we
Yes.
filed with the USPTO a superscript IP. So anytime you
Ooh.
use the word no flip clip, what you can do now is you can put a superscript IP, and what that does is it's recognized uh, with the USPTO because again we filed. It's called a certification mark, and it tells the world that Kim's invention is backed with a blockchain-based smart contract.
Oh, that's very
You know what I'm
cool.
saying?
Yeah.
See, again, this is why we had a chat today, because you saw me 2 years ago when I was in my startup phase, and just like you, I was kinda, like, starting, but then I went through patent 1, patent 2. I invested a ton of money in this whole thing. But what I did is I learned in the process, like, we can actually offer a really cool thing, and what I wanna show you, Kim, and our whole viewers, is I wanna show you this thing called, watch this here. So you tell me if you can see my screen when I'm about to show you. Do you see a chart?
Yes.
Okay, this is new information for you, right?
Yes.
So what Kim's talking about
Oh,
is like,
I love
look,
this chart.
you like this? You like this is from the new book. Okay. So I have lawyers who've looked at this. I mean, again, I was like, look, I want to be, you see how I got the superscript IP? You see
Love
that?
it.
So I
Love it.
protected this chart with instant IP, and the time, the cost, the process, the protection, the benefits, and the notes. So the time for a patent is literally 1 to 3 years. The
Yep.
average rejection rate is 88%
Oh, so
of your,
crushing.
and then your average refiling is 2.6 times. So, in other words, most people say, "Oh, 88%, I'm not gonna file again." The other person files again, they do a amendment, and then they have to do 2.6. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
And then what happens is you get a 20-year monopoly, which basically says if you get through, then that would be what's called a design patent. There's design, utility, and plant meaning
Right.
like for medicine.
Oh,
But the beauty of instant IP is that it's not just the US, it's global because blockchain is available everywhere. It creates a first and fast layer. It's protected the moment you create it. You can use the superscript IP. It's immutable, meaning that nobody ever can be like, well, we filed or we lost it or we changed it or you changed it. It creates an asset. So now it's literally a smart contract, which you can transfer if you ever sell the company. Okay. So there, and it's got this new certificate, which I got to show you this, Kim. I'm going to show you it. Sorry, I geek out over this stuff here. Okay.
No, it's
So,
okay.
so instantip.today, or sorry, .app. So we got this new app going on. This is all my secret stuff, right? I can do public view or I can do private view. So everyone has their own portal. But watch this. I protected my blockchain TEDx talk the other day. You can see my screen, right?
Sure can.
I can hit transfer to wallet. And what that means is, again, it's a little bit technical, but I can transfer that to a digital wallet. See, there's like my little,
Oh.
there's my MetaMask wallet. So if I want to transfer this asset to my wallet, now if I sell a company, I can sell the asset. See that? That's pretty sick.
So interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And then
That is my big goal one day, of course.
that is
So,
cool. And then watch this. We can download the IP so you can see it. Okay. And this was text. So it basically is a small thing that I protected the text. You can protect images, you can protect files, videos, the whole thing. But then what else I did, watch this. I can view it. So when I view it, here I'm going straight to the blockchain and I can come down and I can say, oh, 27 hours ago at October 23rd, 1:33 p.m. and 34 seconds, there's a smart contract. Okay. And there's what's called a hash where I can find it. And again, this is all technical, but don't worry. It basically says, look, nobody else in the world can claim this. Here's his timestamp. But then
yeah.
watch this. This is the best part. This certificate, check this out. Now, Kim, immediately it spits out what I protected. It gives it a superscript IP. Here's the time. Here's the minting. Here's the fingerprint. And then forever
Oh.
and ever and ever, Kim has what's called the global forever license that nobody could use no flip clip on the planet because she has it's like Idaho potatoes. You know what I'm talking about? That's a certification mark.
Yep.
So you can
Yep.
so you have the no flip clip superscript IP, and you should in all your new branding use that forever.
Oh, I certainly will. And honestly, so I just was at our state fair, and that's the kind of some of those fun
Yes.
pictures. So that was me. But it was really interesting because a lot of people said, "Oh, do you have a patent?" And I said, "Well, I have a patent pending, but I also have, it
Instant
registered on
IP.
the blockchain." And
Yeah.
it was like, "Tell me more." So they
I
were,
love
it
it.
was
Love
like
it.
people were blown away that that was like such a cool thing. So
Well, and I love it. There's a demo.
yeah, yeah, that was
Because
our
again,
local
I
little
was,
newspaper.
6 weeks ago, I was in my house, and this popped up on Instagram, and I'm like, "Yes!" Oh, I'm telling you,
It's happening.
I got
Yep.
so excited for you because it looks, by the way, the packaging looks amazing. I mean,
Yes.
really, I'm not
Thank
even
you. I love the package so much. Oh, okay, yeah, good. That's a great picture. So it's like this neat little peekaboo kind of
so good.
box so people could touch it or actually see the color. And I really was interested in not having any plastic on it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's like nice and recyclable and all that kind
Yeah,
of stuff. So yep, and so I have a little video on my website that
I
just
love
shows
it.
it, how it works and, um
It is so good. Listen, how does it feel though to go from idea to like you are an inventor?
it's amazing, honestly, to be able to say I'm an inventor is really it's just the coolest.
It is cool. And I'm
Yeah.
with you. I'm with you. I'm in the same boat, man. I feel so pumped. So let's talk about this. I know we have about, 5 minutes left, but talk about, you know, look, you could have, I know you invested a lot of money on your whole invention, but you have something you've created forever. You have an asset. But how much confidence? Because I think there's going to be people watching this and listening that also have an idea. And if they're looking at a $30,000 investment of a patent with 88% rejection,
Mm.
like my co-author Kary is amazing. And trust me, she's worth every dime. And I was fine to pay for patents because I believe in instant IP that much. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of money. And
It's a lot.
if you can invest and get some success first, we were talking pre-show,
Yes.
that fine, you get a big order from the military, you get a big order from schools for
Sure.
10,000 low flip clips, a patent makes sense. But in the beginning phase, why did you feel like Instant IP was the right choice?
So I knew that because because it's a unique product and
Mm,
it's a very simple product. If you had one in front of you, you could take it apart and you could pretty quickly say, "Oh, I could figure this out. I could make sense."
interesting.
And so knowing that it was so simple, I did always have a little worry, like somebody else could swoop in and figure this out
All
faster.
your time, all your money, all your sweat, all your blood,
For
yeah, all that stuff.
sure. And
Yeah.
so, honestly, the second I heard about what you were doing, it felt like a no-brainer. It was like,
Ah,
"I want that." And honestly, the second I pressed send and, I
yeah.
got the confirmation, it was like, "Okay, great. I
Yeah,
now
you
I
see a
have
light in
something
the
to
sand.
stand on," you know? So, it really it feels like, "Okay, now I know that's protected. Now I can go more confidently to talk to more people and to say it's a protected thing." Or, I'm getting close to talking to some hardware stores
Investors
and
or
hardware
hard,
store chains,
yeah,
right? And so to be able to go to them and one of the questions they're going to ask is this a protected product? Is
yeah,
somebody else going to come in and say, I have a better
right,
no flip clip?
yeah,
And I can say confidently,
yeah,
nope, just me.
yeah, yeah,
It
and
just
you got that new certificate too, which I think is so hot,
excellent.
where
I'm
where
definitely gonna add that into my,
yeah, yeah,
sort of presentation materials
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
I love it.
And I think, like, exactly what you just said, which is so important, is it doesn't mean I don't also have to do the patent work,
Yeah,
but this secures that spot forever, not just patent pending 1 year, m
yeah,
88% rejection rate,
yeah,
but okay, then only 20 years, and then
yeah,
what,
yeah, and
Um,
for the lawyers who are watching, because trust me, we got a lot of lawyers excited about this tool because they're even saying the law offices are saying, "This is a great start for our clients who can't
it's
start
a
with the patent."
great
Yeah,
start. I
yeah,
feel like, why wouldn't everybody do it?
yeah,
Honestly,
yeah,
why wouldn't you? Just go ahead and do the other, but that it takes a long time.
it does,
And
it
and
does.
this is I mean, instant IP,
Yeah.
it just feels like a no-brainer, honestly.
Well, and I'll tell you what, we have this new thing where, it literally is on your phone. It's, you see that? It's the white
Oh,
thing.
super cool. I
Yeah,
see
and
it.
so you click it, and there it is. There's all my IP. So we tell people that you go from smartphone to smart contract. That's our little phrase, go from smartphone to smart contract, and you just press a button, take a photo, enter text, upload a file. And the reason
Wow.
yeah, isn't that crazy? The reason why we did that, you don't know when your genius is gonna hit. Like, how many times have you been at a restaurant and you're, like, talking with a friend, or maybe you and Amy are talking, and you're like, "We got this new business idea," or Amy's thinking, "I got this new product," or, "I got this." Now, all of a sudden, you just pull out your phone, boom.
Actually, so I have 2 more ideas going, but
Okay.
let me ask you, because this was a thing I actually thought of it this morning. Like, I have an idea. So what can I put on what can I
On
register?
Instant IP?
Do I have to a
Yeah.
name or an idea
So photo,
and just
text, or
text?
file.
Oh, got it.
So, literally, here's what people are doing. There's some people who are gonna record a whole slide deck. Okay, so we're not saying because again, like we give everyone one free to start, and then it's $97 unless you do enterprise. If you do enterprise, you're like saying, "Look, I'm going to start creating things all the time," and then we give you some great loyalty pricing and stuff. But think about it: if I don't want people to, take a 30 slide deck and protect every picture, that would cost a ton. So instead, what they do is they just screencast their computer, go through their slide deck, upload the video, all 30 slides are protected.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Very
Or
cool.
people can take their full book, boom. And here's the other thing. Oh, I didn't even tell you this. You can hide it. So some people are like, "Ooh, I gotta protect
Oh,
something, but I wanna hide it." So let's say I got that thing, that brand
yep.
guide for you are an IP company. I click it, and if I click edit visibility, you see edit visibility?
Yes.
I press that button, and now I can hide it, hidden, your idea can't be seen or public. You see?
Super
So
cool.
there's
So,
sometimes
like,
where
if you're kind of working on it,
yeah,
but you don't wanna tell anybody about it.
yeah. And we even have
Very
my
cool.
lawyer said, and I know we gotta roll in, like, 2 minutes 'cause, we just gotta end, but here's the thing. My lawyer said, "Kary, put a disclaimer on that if you go public, it's fine, but you needed something that pops up that says, 'It's no longer going to be a trade secret. Are you sure you wanna proceed?'" So in other words, we
Oh,
now have that feature for people who don't understand law, because think about it, if the Coca-Cola formula, if an employee grabbed that formula, first of all, we have massive security on that. It's two-factor authentication now for enterprise people where you have to enter in a phone number, it sends you a code, like everything's awesome with the app. But if you go public with something, you do lose a trade secret status. So there's certain things that some people
sure.
will be like, "Ooh, I never want to tell anyone because I may turn it into something really big," or maybe Dr. Pepper. There's times where you may want it to be a trade secret, but you can prove in a court of law that you were first.
Oh, very cool. I
See
got
that?
you. Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
So
Oh, I
let's
might have to take a peek at that because
yeah,
I
I
do have
love it,
more
I love it.
ideas going.
I love it. And listen, by being a guest on the show, we're gonna gift you 5 smart contracts. Uh,
Ooh,
so
exciting. I only have
so
2
uh,
ideas. I have more than
so we're gonna gift you 5 for being a guest, and
Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
yeah. But here's what I'll do is I'll share lastly one more time your amazing website, and your amazing product. So everybody check it out. Her Instagram is Kimberly J Cook, but she does have a no flip clip Instagram, and you also have this noflipclip.co.
That's right.
All right, folks.
Yeah,
So check
please
it
check it
out.
out. It's easy to order right from the website. Scan
Yes.
that QR, we're good to go.
So good. Well,
Awesome.
Kim, thanks for being here today, and we're
Oh,
gonna
thank
follow
you.
you on your journey. Okay.
I'll be in touch for sure.
All right. See you.